If you're anything like me, you have ran out of power while on the road. Today we're going to take a look at the JFEGWO 6,000 amp jumper. Stick around. Okay, first off, a disclaimer. I don't do a lot of these videos. A lot of people reach out to me wanting me to test things, and I just don't get that involved on that side of things. But every once in a while, somebody comes across with something I can actually use. And when I say I can actually use it, a lot of it goes back to if you guys can actually use it. I've been carrying around this little thing for a couple years now, and honestly, never been impressed. It's 800 amp peak cranking power. And so whenever they said, hey, we want you to test out our 6,000 amp unit, I was like, man, that's perfect. Because let me give you an idea. 6,000 amps, this thing will start a 10-liter gas or diesel motor. That is huge. That is huge. And a couple years ago on Rocky Mountain Race Week, we were fighting alternator issues and constantly killing the battery in the smoke monster, and this thing would have been life-saving. There's a couple other cool features about this. Now, I've never heard of these guys. Doesn't mean much. So we've got to take everything kind of at first glance, the quality of it. And these run about 150 to 200 depending on what day you buy it on, because there's always sales going on. Comes in a nice box. I'll tell you one thing, the leads are significant. Okay, here's a comparison. These compared to these. Nice big leads, good connection, and in fact, both sides of the jaws are wired in. A lot of the times you'll see that these jaws, only one side is wired in, and so you have a hard time getting a good connection on these things, but both sides are wired in. And it's got a little boost button on here, which I don't think we'll need. We're going to hook this thing up to the Typhoon because it's got a small battery. It kind of struggles to start. On top of that, you're going to get your user guide. In fact, I should probably go through this and see exactly what the boost button does. One of the first things that really catches your eye is this giant display on here. And so not only is it going to come with a bag to hold everything in, the leads, it comes with a USB-C cable and a charger. I've got plugged in down here. Whoop, there it is. It's only charging about 13 watts, so it's going to take a while to get something this big charged up. But let's look at some of the stats on this thing, because that's where it gets impressive. Oh, did I forget to mention it has an adapter for a cigarette lighter style plug? That's huge. That's huge. So it'll do 10 amps on the cigarette. It's got USB-A, which is your standard USB. It'll do 2.4 amps on that. Let me double check. It's got one of those. Then it's also got a USB-C that's 65 watts, which will power almost any laptop out there, like MacBook Pros, any of that stuff. And so on this side, you've got your DC, your cigarette lighter, your USB. This is your USB-C in, and this is your USB-C out. I'm not quite sure why it has a separate in and out, but it will also charge apparently up to 65 watts, just that the included charger doesn't quite get it there. It doesn't quite have 65 watts. So that wraps up kind of everything that's in there. Now, we'll unplug it. We've got this big ready sign on here. Shows us our battery percentage. Really interesting, it wants you to push the buttons twice. So if you just hit it once, it won't turn on. Hit it twice, it turns on. Same with the flashlight. All these come with the flashlight nowadays. You hit the button, won't turn on. Hit it twice, turns on. Then you go through all the blinkings and stuff like that. And that's kind of nice. Initially I thought, oh, this is annoying. Why does it do that? But It makes it nice to where it doesn't accidentally get pushed and drain your battery while this thing is sitting in the storage bag. So let me grab something. Okay, so I'm going to unhook my tablet here and hook this thing up to the output. We'll plug this in because it'll charge over USB-C. So it doesn't come up on its own. Let's turn it on. Okay, there we go. It's outputting 12 watts to the charging port. I'm showing charging down here. See what it has to say. 96% remaining. Okay. What I would be interested to see, oh man, thing's going crazy, jumped up to 30 watts because I got a bunch of notifications on there all of a sudden. But you can see exactly how many watts it's drawing. Be interested to see how well this thing would do at powering up my portable refrigerator through the 10 amp adapter here. So cool, works like a champ. So now let's plug in our leads here. And the nice thing is these leads are staggered, so it makes it harder to short this stuff out. There's only one way that you can plug these things in, so no worries there. Blue light means it's ready. And then of course, the big green bar means it's ready also. Let's go to the front of the Typhoon and check it out. Okay, there's our little battery. It's got 2600 amps. The big test is going to be how quickly this thing fires up. So I'm going to fire it up just off the battery without the booster on there, and let's see what it does. Not bad, not bad. Does sound a little slow. So now, let's hook our jump starter up here. We'll go hot first. See if I can get a spot where I can get onto the negative. I can just grab it back here and turn this thing on. Remember, we gotta hit that button twice, okay. I can hear it cycling. And there's a green light that shows that's in action, so it's giving it some power. Let's give it a fire up. See if it fires quicker. Cranks over faster. Oh wow. Significantly faster. And the thing is set up to automatically disconnect after 10 seconds. We'll see if it does. Oh, it's powered off. Okay, so this thing pretty much doubled the cranking speed right away. Very impressive, and not going to have any issues with our 598, which is almost 10 liters. This is definitely going in my go bag with my tools that I haul with me. This will be on any race week, Rocky Mountain Race Week, stuff like that we do in the future. This is a critical device. And having the expandability features that this one has is going to be super nice also, because let's face it, we're always looking for places to charge our phones, stuff like that. Whenever you get back to your hotel room at the end of the day, plug this thing into the wall. As much as this has, this thing should last you pretty much all day for charging it. So check it out. It's JFEGWO. There will be links down in the description. Go check out their website. They've got a lot of cool battery chargers and stuff like that. But this is their flagship jump box. This thing is a beast. As always, I want to thank you guys for stopping by the garage. Remember, ABT, always be tuning.